he pulled out his phone to show me the news clip, and I took a picture of it. But the UN in the Beijing office has said that they're going to send us some more stuff, and we just haven't got it yet. And one of the things they said they're going to send us is the China Daily. Maddie and I were on the front. Hold on. You tell them.
We were on the front page of the China Daily, and it says 15 UN Panda envoys visit Chengdu, and you can see that it's kind of hard to see me because I'm right in the middle next to the panda, but my dad is the one taking the selfie.
I'm here holding up the phone, taking a selfie, and then these two pandas, these people were dressed up as pandas, and then Maddie's right here.
And then that girl was our translator and our volunteer that was with us to help us get around the panda base. And she spoke English, so she could help translate.
So they're supposed to mail us copies of this paper.
So they said we wanted to get the paper, so they're going to mail us this paper so we can have it.
That's neat.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Was that in Chinese too?
This was the English version is the one that I saw. Was it also in Chinese? I don't know. But I would like to see that. That would maybe even be more special, the one that's in Chinese.
And we saw a lot of pandas, and again we fed them. And so this is just a picture of a panda that we saw.
Do you want to tell them how we fed them?
And they didn't let us take pictures, but when we fed them, we had a really giant bamboo stick, and you would, on a hook attached to the stick, you would attach apples, and you gave the pandas little cakes, which were made of rice, corn, and beans, and you would attach it to the bamboo stick, and you would hold it out to the panda, and it would it would like stand on its legs, and it would grab the food and then eat it.
For that particular time, they wouldn't let us have our cameras because we went into a panda enclosure, and so we didn't have our cameras to have pictures of that. We ran into a gentleman, Seth, from Seattle. He just happened to be another American that was visiting this panda base, and he took a bunch of pictures of us, and I gave him my email address saying, please send these pictures to me, and we haven't gotten those yet either.
And the pandas, they really love to eat bamboo. So this is just a picture of a panda chowing down on the bamboo. And it was very fun to watch them because they would just eat a lot, and they would just walk around very slowly because they're big boned. They're big animals. And we went to great sites, and this is outside a 2,000-year-old Buddhist temple, but they didn't allow pictures inside because they didn't want you to, like, if flash was on, they didn't want you to really break anything. And this is just a picture of me and my dad in the streets of Chengdu, because there were stores on each side of the street, and you could just walk down the street, and it was really cool. And we saw art. For example, this one is a painting, but it has a man on a bicycle, but then there's a seat attached to the wall where I could sit in it, so it looked like a real person. And that's a close-up of that picture.
But it's a statue, see?
Let's just show them again.
And then this is a super fancy Starbucks. It was like a temple, so we just wanted to show you a picture of that.
This was just a really neat, kind of a touristy, I guess, area where it was like a street, but for no cars. So it was just, you could walk up and down these alleys with shops on both sides, and one person, this was an example where a guy was on his phone with somebody, and he said, "Maddie, come here," and he wanted to get a picture.
Well, also one time we were just walking back to our bus, and I was walking next to Nancy, the girl from the USA, and this Chinese man was next to me walking, and he was on FaceTime talking to his friend on his phone, and he held it in front of me because he wanted to show his friend that there was an American person here, and he said, like, he wanted me to wave to the camera because they usually don't see American people in China. And then this was something that was really interesting on the street. People would clean ears for someone, and it's just kind of weird, but
They used to time.
So this is my dad, Jim's, one of his favorite jokes about that you can have tattoos while you wait at the tattoo shop. So thought it was funny that ears clean while you wait. That's probably the only way you can ever have them done, right? I took this picture. I didn't want them to see that I was really taking a picture of them doing this procedure, so I pretended Maddie. I was taking a picture of Maddie, and I zoomed in on the procedure.
and we had lots and lots of food, and here it shows like some soups. There's rice all the way in the back, and every meal we had a spinning table or a lazy Susan, and there was like 20 plates or like 15 plates of food, so there would be a lot of food, and you just grab it off with chopsticks and you just keep eating. It was fun. And while we were going through the streets, a man made us cotton candy, and so we bought it because it was really pretty, almost too pretty to eat. But
Almost.
but it was really big, so we couldn't eat it all. And this was at the hotel. My dad got coffee, and the coffee was even panda themed, and that's a cappuccino with a little panda face on it.
Even there, when they only drink tea, they
Lot
give
of
you
tea.
coffee.
Yeah.
It's hard to get.
Yeah, well, not as much anymore, but yeah, everybody drinks tea, but a lot of them just drink hot water.
Yeah.
Hot water everywhere. They were drinking hot water.
Yeah.
They said it was good for your organs and your insides if you drink the hot water versus cold water.
Amazing.
And my dad wanted to get this fried scorpion on a stick,
Right.
but my dad didn't eat it. He only bought it for purposes of scaring my mom. Because he took a picture of him going like this. I'm gonna eat this, but he didn't eat it because it looked disgusting. But then our American friend Nancy and another guy from London that was a winner, they tried one of the legs, but they said it was unpleasant, crunchy, and it had a lot of spice. But then at night they got sick.
So I was glad I didn't eat it because she didn't feel good that next night. And the internet says it frying them kills off the poison, but you can't read everything or believe everything you read on the internet. So that's why I didn't eat it.
Advertising all over the world, right?
Yep.
And one day we were going up a mountain, and we stopped at this nature area where they cooked lamb for us in this pot, or fire pit.
Yeah.
And I tried it, it was okay, but it was interesting to try. And this is
Ginger.
an interesting man. He is selling ginger on his bike. And you would see a lot of people either having like a truck on the side of the road or a lot of bikes with just fruit in them or different ingredients like ginger. It was very interesting to see.
Bites your tongue when you eat ginger.
And on the last night, we went to the Sichuan Opera, and this is the man in the blue. He was like the comedic person in it, and he also did sword throwing, well, knife throwing, and he would throw it at a target, and it was really fun to watch. And then there was also men doing acrobatics, like in the air, with attached to a string, spinning around, and there was definitely opera singing, and there was dancing. There was a lot of cool elements in that.
Tell them about we put our buddy up there with the knives. Sergio was up there.
This man wanted to throw the knives at one of our friends, the champion, who was from Mexico, named Sergio. So he had a black wall or like a backdrop thing, and he would stand against it, our friend, and the man who was throwing the knives, he'd say, "Okay, put on a mask." And so he was so nervous, like he was like so scared, and then this guy, he would just go up to it and put it in the wall and then run back so he wouldn't know that he was throwing them. So he was so scared, but really he wasn't gonna do that, and because he would probably miss and hit him.
And our friend was he would hit the wall with the knife, and our friend was like this. He was so scared because he was wearing a mask. And we all laughed in the crowd. It was a lot of fun.
Is Sichuan what we say, Sichuan?
Yep, we were in the Sichuan province. The provinces are like states there. We were in the Sichuan province, kind of in the. I'm wearing my China shirt here. Sichuan was in the south and in the west of the country, and they say it's the spiciest part.
Now, what's the
Spiciest
name of
part of the
the-
country. Spicy.
Can you give me the name of the city where this is?
Chengdu.
Oh, Chengdu.
Chengdu is the name of the city. 4 million people. Big city.
Unbelievable, the experience.
And one day we visited a school with